Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. In my room you can see a little plant in the background there. I've been trying to find my background that I had the other day and I found it. That's my background that I was using the other day. Have it. Oh shit. So I got up really early this morning hoping to get some nice early morning photographs from the backyard of the field opposite. But unfortunately, the sky weren't really playing ball, so I packed everything away and I thought I'd do it another time. So I just carried on my normal day-to-day stuff, and I was sitting in here and looking out the window, and I noticed my plant has got this lovely little tiny white flower sticking up the top of it, you know. And we've been talking recently about things to find indoors to take photographs of. Well, I've decided to shoot the top of that plant, the flower, with nice window light against the wall. So I went in the shed and I got my background here. You've seen this before in my last video. This stuff is meant for, you know, when you put stones out in the garden, lay it underneath and it stops the weeds coming through. Relatively cheap. I didn't buy it as a background, I bought it for that reason, but searching around the home for backgrounds and stuff and trying to improvise, I found this. So what I intend to do today is to use the Nikon F90X with some Acros 100 film loaded inside. But I'm not going to use the whole roll. I don't want to shoot the shit out of my plant. I just want to take one, maybe two photographs, nail it first or second time, get in a darkroom and make a nice print. So I'll just show you how I do this. A bit tricky because I've got a light and a video camera next to me, but basically I put the film inside, put it over, like so. It's just like you're loading an ordinary film. Close the door, press the exposure button once and then twice so it advances, and then I'll go into the darkroom, completely dark. I open the door up and I'll just make a little cut here with scissors and a little tiny one there as well. I can feel that, it's just either side of the shutter curtain. Close the door again, go off, take my photograph, come back in the darkroom, open the back of the door, pull the film out, and then when I pull the film out in the dark, I've just got to feel for my two little cuts, and then I cut as so, and then I get the small frame that I've shot. So what I'm going to do is literally just place some Acros 100 in the back of the camera. I'm going to cut it out, and then even more so to save costs on my developer and stuff at this time, I'm going to develop it inside the film's canister itself, which is light tight. So I've just cut a piece of the cloth, wherever it is, off. And I'll stick it to the wall. That's my background. Stick it there with the masking tape. Get the plant in position. Get it how I want it to look. And this is real simple stuff, guys. This is just window light photography with a plant. So here it is. It's just standing up. That's what I noticed. It's just very tall, sitting there nice and proud. I thought that might make a nice photograph. I've got some nice tones going on inside, and the window light is coming through, so it should be just nice, beautiful, natural light on that white flower. Right, so my camera's set up. All I need to do is do a quick meter reading using this Sekonic light meter. I'm on a grey card. So that grey card's turned towards the window. And it's given me an f8 at a tenth of a second, and I'm metering this at 50 ISO. The film speed is actually 100, but I'm going to shoot it at 50, but I'm not going to develop normally. I'm going to shorten the development time, effectively pulling the film by stop. So I should be able to get a less contrastier print, but more to work with in the darkroom with my darkroom filters and the multi-grade paper. Right, so I'm all set up and ready to go. There was just some leaves in the way, so I just put this strip of Velcro down and just laid it on top of the leaves. It's pulled them down so I can get on with the shot. I'll just show you what it's, using the GoPro, what I'm looking at inside. There you go, that's my composition there. Okay. Now, I don't want to jog the camera at all. I'm in macro mode on this lens, so I'm going to use the camera's timer just for 5 seconds and hopefully expose that piece of film. We're all good to go. Counting down. Done. And that's it. All I need to do now is develop that strip inside the film can. Right, so this should be nice and simple. With my camera there, the film's still inside. I've yet to take it out. That is Rodnol inside this. That's empty. That's fresh water at 20 degrees. Stop and fix. There's the Rodnol there, or RO9 as they call it. Same stuff. So this tank takes just nearly 50 millilitres of water. So all I need for my 1 part to 50 is 1 milliliter of Rodinol. Now this isn't ideal for a full roll, but it's fine for just one strip. In it goes. Give it a little mix. And all I need to do is wash my hands, because a bit of it went on my hands. Get the film out, put the film in there, develop it for 11 minutes. So I've been dabbling around with some tests. This is my first test print. This is a 2.5 grade filter on Kentmere VC Select paper. This is a Lustra paper. And I've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 seconds. This was at 5.6 on the larger aperture. 3 seconds obviously too much. 6 seconds, looking alright. 9, a bit darker than I wanted. Starting to get a bit muddy now. So I looked at 6 seconds and I did an overall print, 2.5 grade filter, 6 seconds. It's a bit whiter than I wanted, but that's fine. That's where I wanted to be. So then I could start looking at contrast 5 to try and build this area up. So then I did contrast 2.5 filter, 6 seconds like normal, and then I boosted contrast 5 filter for 15 seconds. Way too dark. Didn't know what it would do. So then I come down to 10 seconds, still too dark, and then I come down to 5 seconds, which is pretty much where I want to be. So now I've got my whites, I've got a nice little bit of tone going on. So let's make a print now. So what I need to do is hit the paper for 6 seconds with a 2.5 grade filter, and then using my burn tool, just work around these areas here with the grade 5 filter. It says 5 seconds, I'll have to go longer than that obviously, because of the size of the hole. I'm not going to be able to cover this whole lot for 5 seconds, so I'll just be doing this, counting the time in. So let's see how we get on. Well, that was quite a nice, simple, cost-effective project that I did indoors. You saw minimal developer, only 1 frame of film, and I got some nice photographs out of it. I made 2 prints of the flower. So that's one there, that one's the black and white, and the other one that I toned, which is this one here. Just done a little tiny bit of sepia toning. You see in the video it went from bleach straight into the sepia toner. In between that process there was washing, so all the bleach was washed off before it went inside the toner. But that's the final print that I made. This one's going to go on eBay, guys. If you want to support the channel, support what I'm doing, stick a bid on eBay for this. I'll put it up there. I'll send the link and put it in the description of this video. So, oh, and I almost forgot, YouTube emailed me. They said happy 3rd anniversary. Apparently I've been in YouTube 3 years today. I didn't know. So thanks very much to all the people that have subscribed to my channel, the comments, the likes, the dislikes and everything else. Thank you very much indeed. I'll catch you next time.